look at the full document, you will see the case number and you will see other identifying information that would allow you to locate the mugshot to see exactly if David Jala is me or if it's somebody else. And this is where their entire lie goes to the dump. The entire video gets thrown out because the mugshot is publicly available. We could all see who David Jala is.
Okay, first of all, I apologize for making y'all have to view that close-up shot of Poetic Bison. I know it's not a very flattering image. We can see every little twitch in detail in his facial expressions. It's really quite disturbing. And unfortunately for our eyes, we're going to have to see just a few more clips of Poetic Bison doing the whole close up, look me in the eyes thing. I don't know what is going through his brain when it comes to that camera angle, but that's not it, man. That shit is actually disturbing. I get physically sick every time I watch one of his videos, and I've had to watch some recently because it's come to my attention that he's been saying some things here and there, little sneak disses after our little I guess it's a back and forth, right? After that whole shit went down, he's decided to link my content, Big Chat Small World and Odium Slim to Rock Nation allegedly launching a full-fledged attack on himself and DJ Academics. He thinks that him and Academics are like the chosen ones of talking. I guess I don't know. It's confusing. It's psychotic ideology, very self-centered main character syndrome type shit. But we'll entertain the idea just for a little bit here and break down what was said. So in order to do that, first we must watch, the person that actually is on Rock Nation's radar and is actually being targeted by Rock Nation, which would be DJ Academics, the well-established media personality DJ Academics. So Academics went on his stream. He took a quick break from chronicling the Diddy trials to talk about how Rock Nation has sent multiple media takedown requests or something like that to his Meta account. So a Meta rep hit up Academics and was like, yo, this is bad. This is really bad. They're requesting a bunch of stuff get taken down from your page. And that's wrong. I don't think that Rock Nation should be trying to allegedly bully any voices in media into saying what they want them to say. That would be no fun to even watch, first of all. And, this is a democracy. This is a free speech country. And I don't like, people more powerful than others trying to, put limits or bring on repercussions to people exercising their free speech right. Now, this is all ironic considering what Flocko has recently threatened to do to me and my channel. But yeah, we're going to get into the Academics clip now so you guys can get some context as to what is even going on. And then just keep in mind, as this clip is playing, Flocko is going to find a way to involve himself in Academics' drama with Rock Nation.
Tell you, it's about to happen. I don't think it will happen, but I want to be very, very clear. A few things have happened over this last weekend, and I'm like, hold on now. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Rock Nation. As I said, I told you about all their tactics. I told you why I don't want to talk about them. I told you y'all favorite podcasters and other people, they either get money from them, love them, or just ignore the fuck out of them. And that they specifically target people who... Exactly. So, I want to be honest with you. Some weird shit happened over this weekend. I work with Meta. They're a partner of ours. We're a media company. We do a lot of things. I work with Meta, Facebook, Instagram, right? And we have a good relationship with them. So usually when things come down the pipeline, they'll give us an early warning. And they came to me this weekend, and corporate people don't really work weekends, but they came to me and they said, we have a lot of filings against you for Rock Nation. I'm giving it all the way up. This is why I keep telling all y'all niggas, Tory, take your time in jail. The rest of y'all niggas who Rock Nation is going against, just take your losses and go. My meta rep comes to me and says, Rock Nation done filed a shit ton of shit against you. And we're going to give you the courtesy. I'm not going to give you all the detail because they gave me a huge break. It says, we want you could remediate this before action is taken. They gave me really heads up. And I'm like, okay. And they sent me a whole bunch of stuff that had to do with my Facebook business pages on my business page over there, Academics TV, and also the personal page over there. And for even both pages on Instagram. So this is the notice right here. They removed some content from Instagram. You see it. It says Rock Nation, right? This was the Pusha T post. They're saying that this Kendrick verse got cut from Pusha T's album. Now it's on the Clips project. Whatever, right? So the Clips, yo, chat, didn't I tell y'all that everything from Pusha T I've been getting from a PR person working Pusha T shit? I'm not finding it. I'm not illegally using it. They're sending shit to me. Yo, this is Pusha T's rollout. We want to do A, B, C, and D. Yo, it would be big if you posted the Kendrick verse. That's why when I told you what's the dude named Chike or whatever his name is, I said, bro, the PR sent it to me. Their PR is sending it to me. I posted it. Clearly, this is what happened, chat. I go on stream and I tell y'all, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I'm like, yeah, Rock Nation. Yo, this is not this is a rollout. They're clearly upset with not only what I've said at Rock Nation, but also I'm going to pull the veil down and tell you this ain't some random shit. Pusha T and Rock Nation's doing the rollout of a lifetime. The same content they sent me, they struck. So I even talked to my meta people. I said, this content was sent to me by them. Now, not Rock Nation directly, but someone who's working. It's a third party that's working. They're working PR for the Clips, who is on Rock Nation. They send me to put on my Instagram, and because they don't like what I said, they fucking IP claimed it. Come on now, chat. Come on now, chat.
All right. So while I could sit here and really break down all the things that DJ Academics is saying about him versus Rock Nation, that's not what this video is about, okay? This video is about Poetic Flocko covering this issue. Now, if we were all to take a field trip over to Poetic Flocko's page and watch his coverage on Academics getting takedown requests from Rock Nation, there's a lot of things that Flocko is going to say that I, for the most part, agree with in regards to this exact subject. Now, where it kind of goes off the rails is where he shows his mental instability, is that he alludes to, I believe, myself, Big Chat Small World, and I would assume ODM Slim being the third person he mentions in a sub-tweet type of way, as he calls us liars, creators of fake paperwork, and possibly Rock Nation agents sent to take him and Big Ack down. And that I inherently have a problem with. So let's get into that clip of Flocko saying those things.
End of the day, the culture or hip hop media or the bloggers, there's really no cohesion happening, right? There's no union, there's no funds for, hey, bro, if somebody wants to come after you with salacious lawsuits that are fraudulent.
Okay, let's just stop it right there. The irony of Poetic Flocko. He's out here advocating for a creators union, essentially, right? To protect creators against frivolous lawsuits and whatnot. This is truly disgusting. Just that I don't think he respects his audience at all. I think he believes that his audience members, they're all just smooth-brained idiots. As if people don't remember, just a few weeks ago, he was threatening to sue the brakes off of me, to sue me into the point where I no longer can, feed my family, to take everything that I have not for making statements or factual claims of anything, but for asking a question or two. Questions that only came about because he has a documented history of misleading and lying and potentially even scamming. We'll get into the whole scamming side of things in a little bit. But yeah, this is just like, whoa, are you kidding me? Or do you think that you're the only person that has a memory of any sort? You think we just forgot that you said a YouTuber at the time had less than 4,000 subscribers? Now I barely have 4,000 subscribers. But you think that that everybody that watched, that all 53,000 people just suddenly forgot that you're literally just threatening to sue the brakes off of some small creator that you decided to throw on your page for who knows what reason? Uh, you want us to all join together, make a creators union so that we can protect the pocketbooks of yourself and of DJ Academics. Am I getting that right? Two guys that built platforms off of the death and destruction of young Black Americans. We're supposed to all join together now and help defend academics against Rock Nation.
They could essentially do so and bankrupt you, right? And there's nothing you could really do about it. Bro, I know people are pointing to like that particular video of Rock Nation essentially admitting that they're in debt and they're essentially broke, but they're broke is a whole lot different than you're broke, right? I believe Desiree Perez says like their overhead was like $200 million a year. So that level of wealth, they could still take a tiny fraction of that. Let's just say if Rock Nation put $1 million to take down Poetic Flocko, what can I do about it? Right? What can I do about it? What? Take this couple bands a month that like I make and stifle it off to lawyer fees? Because there's no cohesion. But I'm a crash out, to be honest, bro. Like you feel me? Like I'm a crash out. Yo, I began to even notice like as soon as I began to make videos about Rock Nation, and I'm not saying Rock Nation has anything to like do with this because I have no proof, but when I began to make videos about Rock Nation, like that same week, two random YouTubers I've never heard of, like drop a video where they created like paperwork and claiming that I was a registered offender, bro. I've never been in prison. Like, what? And then one other person claimed that I have like a federal case and like I was up for deportation, bro. I've never had bro. I've never been that guy, bro. Like I'm not a career criminal. Like that's not even me. Like, but when I see people creating fake paperwork on me, I said, oh, okay. I know what's going on, man.
All right. First off, I don't think Poetic Flocko is on Rock Nation's radar too much. I don't think he has much to worry about there, unless he keeps on making videos with the thumbnail saying things like "she was 13," Jay-Z career over, new damning information on Jay-Z. Check it out. Like, yeah, if you keep doing that, then maybe you'll be on their radar. But you know, you're entitled to your opinions, and you're allowed to share opinions and theories online, just like the rest of us. Okay. But anyways, so Flocko has a bunch of different aliases, and I clarified the whole deportation paperwork mistake. You know, I acknowledged that I read that mistakenly. At the time, I thought that it was paperwork associated to, you know, the person with the name Jala that we all know as a Frederick Jala is my real, yeah, that whole thing. I thought that was associated to him. Came to my attention that it was not. So as soon as I became aware of that, I made a video clarifying, hey, I read this paperwork thinking that it's associated with Poetic Flocko, that in case is not true. And you know, the person that was ordered to be deported with the North Dakota case, with the last name Jala, that dude, he was charged with cyber crimes like cyber harassment, cyber stalking, cyber this and that, cyber. And we all know Poetic Flocko has a dicey history with cyber crimes, allegedly. And And there is paperwork of Poetic Flocko having some type of court case. I believe the case was dismissed. However, the paperwork does exist of Poetic Flocko having some legal issues in regards to his cyber habits, right? The paperwork I've listed in several different videos. It's not created at all. In fact, the website has been dropped in the live chat so people can cross-reference as they watch the video premiere in multiple of my videos. So this paperwork is not created at all. I can't speak for the other people that I think he might be talking about, but as far as the paperwork that I've posted, absolutely not. He's creating head movies, as he would like to say. I'm not a Rock Nation agent. I'm not a Rock Nation super fan either. I've sat on here and mixed up Public Enemy and NWA. I've mixed those two up. I'm not even like a super rap fan at this point in my life. When I was younger, I was all into it. I listened to Jay-Z and all that stuff. But then I also I also got really into watching Jay-Z conspiracy videos. That's some of the first content I've ever like really binge watched on YouTube was like Pac versus Biggie stuff, and Jay-Z is in the Illuminati conspiracy videos. That that took up like a year and some change of my high school era YouTube watching. Okay. So Rock Nation super fan trying to take down big bad academics and big bad Flocko. No. Sorry, buddy. That narrative is it's a narrative that only somebody who is overthinking and doesn't touch grass very much can even come up with. So, anyways, speaking of that paperwork stuff, though, the paperwork that I ended up listing again and again, maybe 2 or 3 times, right? Since the mistaken paperwork, all comes from a very reputable legal site called Justia. Okay, that site was the one that I was talking about right now. That was dropped in the chat by a moderator. Okay, and that website is credible according to Google. Now, what's interesting, and we're gonna get into it, the whole mugshot thing and the easily debunkable, easily Googleable is what Flocko's about to say in the rest of this club. That mugshots.com website, not as credible of a source as Justia Law. Just a little tidbit of information there for y'all. Now let's continue.
Feel me? I know what's going on now. And again, all it took was one debunking. Hey, bruh, here's my name. Here's the full paperwork. That's not me. Y'all lied. Easy work. Debunked it like this. That's because, well, one, I have an audience, like they might troll, bruh, but at the end of the day, man, they ain't going for no lies, bruh. So if I was able to experience the attack like that almost instantly after speaking on Rock Nation, it's kind of like, bruh, can you imagine once I get on their radar 100%? It's almost over, man. It's done.
All right. Again, I apologize for Poetic Flocko's cinematic incompetence in his close-up shot. I know it's truly disturbing to watch. But luckily for all of us, that's the last that we'll see of that camera angle in this video. So here's the Google search results of Justia, right? It says that it's a reliable source for legal information. Here is Brown versus Tokpa, Frederick Menyengo Tokpa, being listed here in this paperwork with the case number and all that on Justia US Law, okay, .com. And then if we go on to our next slide, so that's Brown versus Tokpa, by the way. That one's a pretty interesting read that we have gone over on this channel since mistakenly reading the Jala, North Dakota paperwork. Big mistake, big accident. But we did clarify that was a mistake. We didn't just leave it as that and just ignore the fans. Why? Because I actually respect my audience. I respect your guys' intelligence. Many of you are more intelligent than I am and, have pretty useful comments. I know I don't always acknowledge the comments. I planning a comment read video where the super chats will get their own comment read video. and then I'll probably do like a different video, or whatever the last 30 minutes of the comment read video will be dedicated to some of my favorite or least favorites of the general comments that don't have super chat money, because hey, I get it. Now here also on Justia, um, Raw versus Flocko. Okay, so these are not fake documents created by some Rock Nation super fan, or by a Jay-Z super fan, or somebody that Rock Nation has on payroll, or none of that insane person rhetoric that was just spewed out. No, this is just simple things that pop up in a Google search of some of the aliases or names that Poetic Flocko goes by. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the rest of the video, which is it's gonna be the mugshot time now. Okay, so I know I said that we're gonna do the mugshot all in one, but no, the mugshot deserves its own separate segment because I had to do some new research. When new information is dropped that never made its way to Reddit or any other public forums, there's no post on Twitter. Nowhere has this mugshot ever been seen until Poetic Flocko published it in his YouTube video, threatening to sue me and my channel. Okay, so we're gonna break down the David Jala mugshot a little bit, because I think, you know, do I believe that David Jala is a real and different person than Poetic Flocko? After watching Big Chat's Small World's video on the thing, yes, I believe that my theory was debunked by Big Chat Small World, and I believe that my questions have been answered through a mix of Poetic Flocko and through the work of Big Chat Small World. Okay, so hooray! I'm like old boy from the Greek philosophers. I'm Socrates with it. I got some questions I would like to get answered. I'm standing on my soapbox. I would love to be proven wrong. I was proven wrong, I believe. I don't know for a fact, but I believe that my theory may be wrong. That my little flow chart was, hey man, it was all just speculation. It was all just a fan theory. So I guess Jar Jar Binks isn't actually also Anakin Skywalker, right? Okay. However, I have to question anything that comes from Poetic Flocko, because this guy will literally say things like, "Yeah, there's gonna be an update on my Patreon, so y'all make sure if you're not in there already, go and join my Patreon," and basically selling tickets to rolling out a lawsuit against a small YouTuber. And then the day comes that he promised this update, and there's crickets. There's nothing and nobody in his Patreon. Damn near. Yes, I have a spy that joined the Patreon to see if anything worth mentioning would be brought up in that Patreon. And what the spy found was honestly a little surprising. I would think somebody with over 200,000 YouTube subscribers would have a more active Patreon, even if it's just for the super fans, the chat. So yeah, let's get into this next part.
The full document actually highlights that David Jala was 9 years old in 2002. That would mean he would be 32 years old in 2025, 5 years older than me. We couldn't possibly be the same person. But it gets deeper than that. If you look at the full document, you will see the case number and you will see other identifying information that would allow you to locate the mugshot to see exactly if David Jala is me or if it's somebody else. And this is where their entire lie goes to the dump. The entire video gets thrown.
Notice how he has to call the fan theory a lie in order to even make this, to sit down and waste his time making this video. He had to call it a lie multiple times, otherwise it wouldn't make sense. He's expecting his audience to not go and watch the original video that even brought these questions about.
Thrown out because the mugshot is publicly available. We could all see who David Jala is. This is David Jala. This is who he says that I am. This is the case that he's talking about. Gross sexual imposition. Victim was a blank female. This is who he says I am. Now, this information is one of the easiest things to locate, but he only showed one page of the indictment, one page of the document, because he didn't want people to see the truth. This is one of the clearest cases of defamation I think anyone has ever had, bruh. I'ma really serve this boy, bruh. Yo, sir, I'm not sure if like you thought this was a good idea, if you thought you was gonna just lie and we won't be able to figure it out. We won't be able to kind of like declutter your web of lies so easily. Sir, you are a horrible liar, right? Everything you're saying is just easily Googleable. Anybody can just look up the mugshot and see it's not me. Look up the document and see that it's not me.
All right, so again, I'm not gonna sit here and argue that this person in the mugshot is the same person that is wearing the red hoodie, but what I will point out is this here. So questionable source, right? The source is questionable. Flocko is citing a questionable source in his rebuttal video. Let's pay attention to the things that matter. So what did I do? I looked up some things about the website. One, go down, see where they're based in, right? They're based in the West Indies. That's a Caribbean island, I believe, right? And this Caribbean island, they have a known history of, you know, a high volume of scammers residing in this area. So I I can never say to my audience, yes, let's all go. Oh, and mind you, when you look up David Jala's case number and/or name, the mugshots.com website wants money for you to be able to view what Poetic Flocko posted on his YouTube video. I can't advise any of you to go and pay, enter your credit card information and your name onto this website for the reasons that I just listed out. That this site already has its own sketchy history and it's based in a sketchy place when it comes to cyber crime and stealing people's information. So to protect your information, I don't advise that you go and pay this paywall to view this mugshot. Uh, the mugshot is not easy to find on Google, as Flocko claimed. On the screen is how you actually find public records in Ohio. See, how to find mugshots and whatnot is different in every state. Every state has a different process. Every state has a different style that they present their database, and they all have different timelines for how long mugshots will last in there. Now you might ask, oh well, when it David Jala be listed on Megan's Law, or if Flocko is David Jala, wouldn't we see his picture on Megan's Law and not the mugshot that was presented? Well, when I looked up the Megan's Law, I think it's like the district attorney in Ohio thing, David Jala's name is no longer on the any list of that nature in the state of Ohio, which we find out in the Big Chat Small World video, which we're about to get to in a second. But we find out that David Jala has relocated back to Liberia since all this stuff has gone down. So he got into his trouble, finished up his education, whatever, went back to Liberia. That leads me to believe that he would not be listed on Megan's Law or anything similar like that in the US, because the whole point is so that the people around you are aware of what you have done in the past when it comes to those types of crimes. Now, I did reverse image search. We started off with Sharp because we all know who Sharp is. We all know if you type in Robert Swanger on Google, that's Sharp's name, his actual name, a mugshot and stuff will pop up. I didn't just resort to typing in words. I did a reverse image search on multiple mugshots, and the David Jala mugshot is the only one that comes up with no search results. This image, when you look into it further, it ends up saying like this image may be too new or not enough. It may not be posted in enough places to have any search result. So I found that to be sketchy. That makes it seem like the first time this David Jala mugshot was ever posted was in the Poetic Flocko video, threatening to sue me for asking questions and proposing a fan theory. So I'm just gonna go through multiple different references now. These next mugshots are mugshots that are on the homepage of mugshots.com, and when you reverse image search those, some type of news article and/or mugshots.com pops up. The things pop up related to the image that is on the website that Poetic Flocko cited in his video. You know, it had the watermarks all over it, mugshot.com. So of course everybody's gonna rush over there and type in the name David Jolly or copy and paste the case number, and then you're presented with enter your credit card information, give us your email, give us your full name. I'm not doing that on a sketchy website that has a sketchy history, and neither should you. So again, more images of just things from the website's homepage. You know, the things that they're not asking you to pay to view. And again, this one's gonna pop up with search engine results. The David Jolly ones did not. We use sharps to cross-reference that this image, whatever however you say it, image OPS. The way we're able to say, okay, this is a legit enough reverse image search is by looking up one that we know for a fact should pop up some Tennessee articles, which it did for sharps. And then this one right here, this guy, his mugshot even pulled up mugshots.com on the second page of Google, of the Google search result. So I say all that to say that again, Poetic Flocko cited an uncredible, not or questionable at least. I don't know if we can say it's all the way non-credible, but he posted a very questionable website that is in a hot spot for scamming. Okay, he might as well have posted a Nigerian based website, and everyone would for sure be sketched. But when you look up, is the West Indies known for scamming? Y'all seen the AI overview right there. That the AI thing just scours a bunch of different articles and things that were input online. So I believe it to be sketchy, and so should you. And so again though, so the main statement that he said there was all this stuff is easily Googleable and can easily be debunked online. I would argue that no, it actually cannot be debunked that easily online. I almost said point and shoot. Big Chat Small World had to do a whole lot of research to kind of get confirmation from people's firsthand accounts that went to school with Flocko in the Pennsylvania area. He had to dig into Facebook to get people saying, no, yeah, he graduated with me in 2015. Keep in mind, and we're about to get to the Big Chat Small World part now, but keep in mind, Flocko hopped on here and showed a yearbook saying, look, I graduated in 2016. So which one was it, man? Was it 2015 or 16? Did you get confused looking back at your own yearbook? Because I seen the page says juniors and then it says 2016. So maybe those are the people that are going to graduate, after him the following year, and he is class of 2015. But out of his own mouth, he's like, there's a yearbook that has me listed in 2016. But then every classmate account says that he allegedly graduated in 2015. Point is, there's still questions about the whole lying about your past, lying about when you graduated high school. He keeps on giving different numbers for the age gap of him and David Jolly. The whole Snuggie sit-down interview with the name, the age being different than the age timeline that he gave on Cam Capone News. Shout out to Rich Trapper for bringing that up on the now deleted Back on Fig live stream. But yeah, Rich Trapper, a real one for that. Shout out to you. Anyways, though, let's get into the Big Chat Small World portion of this video. Free broski.
Like through 9th grade and probably midway through 10th. You feel me? Like I was not there. You feel me? Right? And bro, the niggas like, no, bro, like, hey.
Now here's where things get tricky, because in that phone call, whenever the former classmate was saying he just thought it was weird that Flocko was claiming North Dakota whenever he's from Philly, Flocko says, wait, but people don't know though, right?
Yeah, we went to school together and shit. I thought that was funny and shit, but I didn't know.
Bro, niggas don't know but bro, I came to Philly in the 2nd grade, feel me, right?
Now what confuses me is his former classmate says that he graduated with Flocko, and Flocko didn't deny that.
Went back and came back to Philly, right? Like, bro.
Yeah, we graduated together and everything.
Huh? Midway through 9th grade and probably midway through 10th, you feel me? Like I was not there.
Which does not align with what he was telling Lush on the Monday show a couple years ago.
So from Liberia, you moved to North Dakota, but then at a certain point, you moved to Darby, Pennsylvania, correct?
Very briefly, yeah.
Did you go to middle school and high school from 7th grade till you graduated at
No, not right. It was from 8th grade to 10th grade. I graduated in 2015.
Okay.
I did not graduate from Penwood. You feel me? Right.
Now, this is where it gets extremely confusing, because he says he did not graduate from Penwood, even though in the phone call earlier, he said he left and came back.
Midway through 9th grade and probably midway through 10th. You feel me? Like, I was not there.
So what about 11th and 12th grade? You said that you were gone from 10th grade and went back to school in North Dakota. So what do you mean you came back in the middle of 10th grade? That's very conflicting. That's very confusing information there, because something's not adding up. And then in his recent video where he was responding to the new No Jumper reaction channel, Just Clips, which we'll get to that later, he mentions that he graduated in 2016.
Here is a yearbook that lists me as the class of 2016.
He said that shit with his whole chest. It's not like this is a live stream or something. He said that shit with his whole chest. Class of 2016 is different than class of 2015, bro. It's a big difference. It's kind of hard to mess up that.
In that episode of the Monday show with Lush a couple years ago, they got Mikey on the phone. Now, Mikey is also claiming to be an old classmate of Flocko's, and even provided a photo of his yearbook where he showed him and Flocko on the same page. He actually calls in on that episode of No Jumper and confronts Flocko, and Flocko even tries to pretend like he doesn't know who Mikey is at first.
All right, Flacco's here. Hold on. Flacco, we got Mikey on the phone who
From
says,
3rd grade.
You know we go way back, bro. I don't even get into this because this is your career and everything, but when you start doing it, Mikey, bro. Go ahead.
he's saying he don't know you.
No. Which Mike? What's your last name, bro?
I'm not about to expose my name. It's Michael Jeffrey. You don't know me?
Bro, Michael, man, come on, bro. Nigga, we just talked like what? For like 2 hours ago.
Now, this is where things get tricky, because Mikey ended up posting screenshots of Poetic Flocko tagging him on Facebook. But look at this. Here's a post allegedly by Poetic Flocko that says, "This fool Mikey made me tell Miss Burrow she looks like Halle Berry in the 5th grade." Now tell me, how would Flocko and Mikey been in the same class in the 5th grade if Flocko didn't get to Pennsylvania until 7th grade? I'm not gonna call him a liar, but this doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. And unless this is a photoshopped image, somebody isn't telling the truth. There was then another post where Poetic Flocko tagged Mikey. It says, "LOL, I don't mean to brag, but everyone who attended Walnut, y'all know how I dominated the state of Pennsylvania from 2nd to 5th grade. I was number 1 until they stopped doing the competition. Mikey, tell them about me." Now that's really confusing, because Flocko was trying to tell Mikey while they were on the phone call on the No Jumper Monday show that he did not go to elementary school with Mikey and they were not in the same class.
Man, you did not have the same. Hold on. Answer this question, then I'm gonna hang up. Man, you didn't have the same 4th grade teacher?
Hell nah, bro.
So you didn't go to Walnut Elementary School. You didn't have Mr. Howard.
Bro.
What about Mr. Williams?
You have a fucking cat, bro. Listen up, bro.
I have yearbook pictures of myself in Fargo, bro. In fucking elementary school, my nigga.
Well, hold the brakes before we get back into this brilliant video by Big Chat Small World. I don't know how they do it in Fargo. I don't know how they do it in Pennsylvania. I don't know about none of that. But I don't recall there being yearbooks in elementary school. Maybe my parents just didn't want to spend the money on it. I don't remember that. I remember there was obviously school picture day. There was like a graduation program for graduating from the 5th grade, things like that. But a full blown yearbook every year of elementary, I don't recall. I know in high school, a lot of people would only buy their junior and senior year yearbooks. Most people weren't buying all 4 years of high school, or some high schools could be 3 years and stuff like that. But I know, like, obviously, your senior yearbook is the one that matters the most. Um, but no, I could be wrong. Let me know in the live chat premiere joint, or let me know in the comments if y'all ever had or heard of anybody having a yearbook in elementary school. That just sounds foreign to me. But that's the beauty of the internet, is we get to all share our experiences, our life experiences from all around the world.
Now, I didn't take this screenshot myself. I believe it was posted by one of his former classmates, either Mikey or Joe. But if this is a legit screenshot and it's not photoshopped, Poetic Flocko is clearly lying. And he did go to elementary school in Pennsylvania. He did go to Walnut with Mikey. With what they talked about later on the Monday show, where Lush brings up that Flocko was a part of the Mathletes, or is some type of IQ club. Check it out.
In the grade though.
High school.
Oh shit.
The Penwood High School Delco High Q team was recognized for participation in the 2015 Delaware County High Q competition. Penwood senior, blah 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 blah. Then it's the list of the team. Haben Ali, Heverlange, Augusti, Magnet,
9,000.
Fafana, Frederick Jala, JB Jala.
And what is this? The team of what?
High Q, I imagine it's like the math team or some shit.
Oh, okay.
The Mathletes.
So where's
Now let's go back to this post from Joe where he had over 200 comments talking about Frederick, aka Poetic Flocko, trying to expose him. This is going to be very key because everybody wants to know, why is he lying about his past? Why is he lying about where he's from? Why did he say he was from North Dakota if he was from Philly the whole time? Well, let's look at these comments and see if we can figure something out. All right, let's see here. So, bro said, to be real, I'm happy for bro. Frederick went to LA and did big things. You know, gotta respect him for that. Mikey responded, I'm happy for him. It's just mad lame. Probably it's lame that he's lying about where he's from. They said that they're from the class of 2015.
No, yeah, y'all see, that's my main thing now is why are things still not adding up? You're not David Jala, okay. We can believe that. The different pictures, that big chats about the display of David Jala. He's gonna go down the whole LinkedIn profile, show bro's educational history. It all matches up with the person that he found that has relocated to Liberia, which again, that's why I believe we can't find David Jala listed on Megan's Law. Because I wanted to go to like a Megan's Law, or I think in Ohio it's called something else, but it's under their district attorney's office, like their actual website, and it has the S-word offender registry on the DA's website. So I scrolled through the entire thing, even though it's alphabetical order. I looked through every last person that's listed on there, wasn't there. Then this video comes out, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's why it wasn't there. Bro moved back to Liberia. Because I just wanted to cross-reference, like, okay, well, let's see what picture is used other than the mugshots.com picture that was provided. But based off of the photo cross-referencing that we're about to see, I don't think that Frederick Jala, was a name change from David Jala or anything like that. I was just asking the question. I was just asking why you get so mad at 1090 Jake looking into and finding out about David Jala. Why you get so mad at No Jumper for, reacting to 1090 Jake content or whatever, to a 1090 Jake headline. And why you get so mad at Remo for asking you simple questions about these things. If you're not hiding something about your past, why does the date, the year that you say you graduated not line up with the year that everybody that went to school with you allegedly says that you graduated and walked across the stage with them in 2015? Why does that not add up? Why when you were still doing the No Jumper News up until 2-3 weeks ago, why is it that almost every episode of You Be on the No Jumper News, your boss is calling you out for lying, at least once per episode? Why, you know what I mean? Like, it's so many things. When they found out, like when the whole ICE raids started happening, Flocko was like, I'm happy that I just became a citizen. Josh seemed pretty shocked. He's like, wait, I thought you were legit already. Like, when we hired you, I thought you were a citizen. So that kind of makes people question, like, did bro present some type of MacArthur Park documents to get hired? And, you know, it's just questions. I'm just asking a series of questions. And these questions lead me down this rabbit hole of, you know, conspiracy theory, fan theory, conspiracy theory, whatever you want to call it. I never factually said that Frederick Menyengo Jala is the same person as David, whatever middle name, Jala. I simply asked, yo, does anybody know how we can see if like somebody changed their name to something? Like, is there any tracking of this? And then people, you know, kind of like, well, if Frederick was David, we would be able to know based off of the picture on Megan's Law or something like that for the state that the crime was committed in. Thing is, there is no listing for David Jala or anybody with the last name Jala that's relevant to our questioning. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can look up the Megan's Law shit or whatever, the district attorney in Ohio thing on your own time. But when I did my research, after Gangland Neem covered the drama between me and Poetic Flocko, I was like, well, let me see about this Megan Law part, and I found nothing. But anyways, back to the video.
This is the real David Jala. It is. Looks just like the guy in this mugshot right here. Flocko claims that this is a relative of his.
Talked about this shit, and I remember 2
And
years
that's what I'm
ago,
talking about, though.
and he said that he did look into you, and he found some shit about some guy named Jala, and I guess
Man, cut it.
whoever
Man,
the
cut
fuck
it.
David Jala
Hey, man,
is,
you feel me?
that's
Hey.
your brother.
Again, right? David, wait, pause, right?
Whoever the fuck that is.
No, pause. Again, right? Well, like stepbrother, right? But again, that's not me. So for him to like be
Nigga, okay, but you can
No,
still
bro,
you can
nah.
still get offended by niggas looking into you and finding out shit about your
I was
family
not
members.
no again, I was not offended, but
Okay,
right?
then you're not offended.
But for him to go around telling niggas that he got dirt on me is a flat out lie, feel me? Right?
All right, this has been said a million times, so I expect y'all to know already. But if you don't, David Jala has been alleged of graping some girl in a college dorm or some shit like that. This happened back in like I forgot, sometime in the 2010s. The college that David Jala went to was in Ohio, and the David Jala we're looking at on the screen went to school in Ohio, but he also lives in Liberia now, so that all kind of adds up. He claims to be an IT technician and a software developer now, which kind of makes it kind of hard for me to believe because he posted some scammy type posts on his LinkedIn talking about AI and how AI is going to help you in the future and chatbots and this and that. That's just, I don't know, scammy to me. But if Flocko isn't David Jala, why is he so secret about his past? And look how mad he gets for 1090 Jake even associating him with David Jala.
And fuck this nigga if he's telling niggas that he got dirt on me. That's a fucking lie. You feel me? Right? But again though, this the shit right there.
You
again,
just be like sneak hating on the nigga.
Wait, pause though. Again, how's the sneak hating when you just said that he been telling you niggas that he somehow got dirt on me after doing a full-on investigation? Because again, I told a nigga too, hey bro, you did this quote-unquote full investigation and told niggas in secret, man bro, I ain't find shit.
All right. Enough of that emotional response to Remo's questions from Poetic Bison. So, you know, he's right. 1090 Jake didn't find anything in regard to Frederick Jala's name being tied to any S-word acts, especially S-word act with a minor or any charges of that nature. That's what I would assume was the focus of his investigation, not, you know, the alleged digital-based crimes, such as the cyber things that we cited our source from already earlier in this video with the Brown versus Tokpa and Raw versus Flocko, or whichever order that is. whichever alias was the verses. You guys get the point, right? Um, but to me, that stuff is still interesting because somebody like Flocko, when he faces criticism or just people that disagree with him or some of the things that he does content wise, it seems that he likes to go to extreme measures when it in regards to cyber things, such as doxing and whatnot, like things of that nature, which doxing is punishable by law, depending on how far you go with those things. In that video with the red hoodie, Flocko did sit there and say, just clips. I don't know why you think you're anonymous. We got all your information. So not only are you threatening me with a lawsuit of some sort, but you're also trying to wave over my head that you have my information. And these are threats that I don't take lightly. I don't take any type of threat lightly, regardless if it's a cyber threat or a threat of wanting to inflict physical harm. I don't take that lightly, at all. And you see, I'm the breadwinner of my family, my direct family, like the people that I provide a roof for. I am the sole provider of that roof. I am the sole provider of the food that goes into their mouths and things of that nature. So when somebody threatens to sue me for asking questions or putting together a fan theory, which that is allowed under the rights that this beautiful country has awarded us all, I don't take that lightly. I actually am very offended by those threats because in my mind, you're essentially threatening my ability to put food in my child's mouth, which any parent, I think, can tell you how that may feel. Uh, it definitely makes me very angry and upset that somebody who's a glutton thinks that they should be able to take food out of my child's mouth. Uh, yeah. So just that's our segue into a KRP. KRP is a YouTuber that doesn't have a large following by any means, but they put together very nice compilation videos in regards to Poetic Flocko and his sketchy past, with his strange movements online, and this stuff kind of just shows, and this video we're about to check out shows the pattern that Poetic Flocko has. He has this pattern of, when faced with criticism, jokes, whatever, any type of contention online from other creators, that he attacks you in a certain way. Okay. You guys seen on my community post, as soon as it's either a burner account or just a troll that is a fan of Flocko, I'm not sure, saying we got your full docs. I posted it onto my community tab, and with the slide also showing that you can actually report doxing to the FBI. So if Flocko or any of his fans attempt to do anything of that nature, I will be reporting you to the FBI. This is a move that you like to use on rappers, that you proudly used on rappers. I guess you didn't think that anybody in this world would snitch on someone like you. But if you're threatening, you know, cyber crimes at me in your like warning shot of a video, I will report you to the FBI. Absolutely. It's all a very fast process that can be done online. I believe I can even send links and videos of you, saying things like you said, how you you know, wrongfully used the copyright claims board to attempt to dox point and shoot. Okay. That's the most recent instance of you doing such things. And um, you know, doing that in itself could be punishable by law as well. A simple Google search would actually show you this. Maybe before you do these types of things, Flocko, you have a lot of subscribers to that I would assume you don't want to lose. So if you want to be able to publish things to YouTube still and not be banished to the wasteland that is Rumble or Kick, I would think that you would be smart enough to Google some of your actions before you do them, so that you don't make silly mistakes like you've done when you're moving off of emotions. Okay, so let's get into this KRP video before we get into the last little segment that we have planned here today, which is Poetic Flocko allegedly running a scam on the No Jumper fans. And we'll also get into why I think Poetic Flocko's entire Patreon up until this point, up until July 2nd, 2025, I have reason to believe or question the legitimacy of Poetic Flocko's Patreon, thanks to one of my spies sending me some intel. Because I know I don't have as many fans as you, Flocko, allegedly. But I do have some that are willing to spend some money and subscribe to your Patreon and see what you advertised in your threat video. See, what were the tickets you were selling? You ended up not posting anything. Maybe your legal team is lagging a little bit, or perhaps you have a respectable lawyer that looked over the things that you sent them, but not only the things that you sent them, because you be editing shit in a wild way. But maybe they actually looked up the actual videos, sat there, dedicated their time to the videos that you claim, broke some type of laws, and they got back to you and said, Frederick, you would be wasting your money paying me to take this to court with you. So I have to charge you for the consultation, for me spending my time and looking at these videos, but I don't see a path to victory, buddy. So anyway, we're gonna get into that stuff, close out the video and all that good things right now.
We got somebody over here in the YouTuber family who is getting unfairly targeted and harassed by known Adam 16 Grand Mason 22 of Nashua associate. And girl, I don't even know what his name is. Is it Poetic? Flocko, Minyango, Tokapa? Is it Jala the Clown?
My name is Frederick Mayango Jala, aka Poetic Flocko.
Now, apparently he was, a member or whatever of that degenerate show, No Jumper. And
Adam gave me a job paying me $72,000 a year to do social media for him. If you understand how much that's how much that saved my life, I now have the freedom to solely do content because I was now comfortable. I'm grateful for Adam, which is why, bro, I'm rocking with No Jumper, life for life.
Adam Grand Mason has a type. He has a friend's type, he has an associate's type, and it just must be the one thing that they all have in common is they're all degenerates. I mean, that's just my opinion.
So here it is, man. Right. So pretty much I'm getting this back here, filled out on December. So it's getting there on December 1st, right? And I'm gonna get this here filled out. And now my job is to have someone go out and give her a proof of service, right? Saying, yo, you are summoned to come, right? So that'll be the very interesting part, right? Because again, Andrea Stewart, you could be a civilized citizen and simply acknowledge it through certified mail, or if you want to really play a hardball, we can put on the camera and have someone deliver it to your crib. And again, you hate being on camera now, so I'm not trying to do anything to jeopardize this this lawsuit, right? But yeah, bro, I'm tired. They would not do me like they did Umar Johnson. You feel me, bruh? The first slander I heard, bruh, I filed my lawsuit immediately. So I got a vlog that's gonna be dropping probably in an hour or two, showing me actually going through, the whole process, right? But we got other things lined up that we believe that she did. However, right? For us to bring that to light and pursue further litigations, we have to have her on camera presenting herself as Andrea Michelle Stewart, which you know, and as the owner of Afro Svengali, right? So once we have her on camera saying, yes, my name is Andrea Stewart, yes, my channel is Afro Svengali on YouTube, then we can proceed with further actions, bro. Trust me, bro, like the small claims court, bro, is just to set other things up.
See, I have no intentions on pursuing point and shoot on these copyright strikes. All right. I just don't. I never had any intentions on pursuing these copyright strikes. You see, the goal of these strikes, because everything is strategic. You see, point and shoot has been running and hiding, trying to conceal his identity. Now, it has been out there that his name was Michael Winters, but because he's such a liar, I couldn't just go along with that. You see,
By the way, that image that's slightly out of focus behind his back, that is a like painting or some type of high art version of guess what animal? Guess what animal, y'all? A bison. The bison back. He has a self-portrait of a bison behind him. You can't make this shit up.
in holding him accountable, I have to know his identity. So when lawsuits are filed for defamation, when certain steps are being taken, I need to know his identity. So I couldn't just take his word for it. So my plan was file the copyright strikes that I believe they are valid, and I will explain why they're valid pretty soon. File the copyright strikes, have him respond back, and have him give his full name, his full identity under punishment of perjury. So once I can now confirm who I'm talking to, I can now sue. So because of those strikes, I now know what his full name is. I now know a location where he can be served. So now I'm going to take that and forward it, right? And that's going to be used when we put together the actual lawsuit to file a defamation case on point and shoot.
All right, y'all. So another AI overview, courtesy of Google. Mind you, YouTube is owned by Google. Let's check out the AI overview real quick of the things that Flocko proudly admitted and then now deleted. Was this a live stream? I think live stream video, whichever one. He deleted it now because he realized that he was admitting to being willing to commit a crime to obtain point and shoot information. And then here's a little further Google search from a reputable source that is cited in the top left corner there. So go ahead and pause and read through this as well. That highlighted part is what matters there for the sake of this video's context, right? All right, and then once you're all done reading that, we're gonna, before we get into the closing video, no bonus clip today. This next thing coming up right here is kind of the bonus clip, but we're just gonna spin back around how this video started, which was academics trying to take on, or not, he's not really trying to take them on, but academics informing his audience that Jay-Z and Rock Nation are requesting that he takes down content that they sent him allegedly. And we're gonna just spin around to Poetic Flocko, reporting on that and offering his opinion. And we just have to play this because of what we just seen in this KRP video, kind of directly contradicts what Flocko is saying when it comes to somebody that he likes. When it comes to academics, it's, oh no, let's all form a union. Even though I don't know how you can make a labor union for a bunch of independent creators on YouTube, but good luck with that, buddy. He wants to form a union so everybody can put their funds together and help academics. However, when it comes to point and shoot, the anti-Afro person, to the Andrea Stewart, when it comes to just clips, Poetic Flocko wants to use all of his resources to completely annihilate and bury our channels and all that stuff. So which one is it? Are you for the creators? Are you for free speech? and you know, people being able to say their opinions, or would you prefer to live in like North Korea or like Russia or something, where if you speak up against a leader, or in your case just a popular person on YouTube, you know, you just are no more, you vanish? Which one is it, man?
Nation is involved in more lawsuits than I can count, potentially going bankrupt, but yet they're choosing to use their time to allegedly go after creators who's been critical of them. Creators have taken to social media in the past to accuse Rock Nation of weaponizing the copyright system to get posts taken down about themselves that they don't like. But what they're being accused of today is one of the slimiest things and self-destructive things a record label can be accused of. Academics is accusing Rock Nation of sending him an outrageous amount of copyright strikes on his Instagram and Facebook accounts for promo posts for Rock Nation artists.
All right, so the parallels here with Flocko and Rock Nation, and you know, maybe this is like some form of divine presence trying to get Flocko to look at himself in the mirror. I'm not sure, but you have Flocko saying Rock Nation has more lawsuits and whatnot than they can handle. Yet they're over here focused on trying to get academics, you know, hurt his pockets and hurt his platforms for sharing content that he was asked by them to share via a third party PR person that is tied to the clips. And then you have Flocko, who, you know, he indirectly has legal troubles of his own with CoffeeZilla really being upset with Adam 22 and the pump and dump crypto scheme, that as soon as Adam got called out by CoffeeZilla, what did Adam do in response to that? He pointed his finger and said, "Well, Flocko got more money off of the alleged scam than I did, and it was Flocko's idea. I was misled. I was scammed myself." So that's one alleged scam, to where if Adam gets in trouble for the crypto pump and dump, Flocko, you're probably gonna get thrown under the bus. We got an example of it on a No Jumper show while Brick Baby was still free Brick Baby, by the way. No, we got an example of what Adam would do in that scenario. If any legal issues were to arise because of the alleged scheme that you pitched and put together for him. Now, on top of that, we also have that live look into the Poetic Flocko Patreon. Okay, this isn't like reviewing an OF account where I have to blur the screen because there's things that cannot be shown on YouTube. Uh, a friend of the channel paid to access Poetic Flocko's Patreon. They were expecting on June 27th, 2025, for there to be some type of update in his Patreon. Flocko sold tickets to this so-called update on the Just Clips vs. Flocko legal stuff that he was promising to bring about. He wants to stomp on my channel before it could really even grow, simply for asking questions and having a fan theory laid out in a flowchart that clearly states that this is a fan theory. None of this is a factual statement. This is all just opinions and questions. You know, despite these truths of how the questions were published, Flocko still wants to stomp on my channel. He doesn't want me to become as big as 1090 Jake or even as Point and Shoot, because he already has enough high-powered ops, essentially. But nonetheless, Poetic Flocko, you know, he promised his fans that, as we're gonna see in the clip before the screen recordings of the Patreon, in that whole dynamic, Flocko has no problem scamming the fans that are essentially the reason why he's able to live a decent life, right? He would have to go back to working at the call center or at what was it, the ice and water store, I think in Darby. He'd have to go back to working, you know, these oddball jobs like most of us have to do just to maybe get by, okay, without the fans. And how does he repay the fans? Well, by allegedly lying to them left and right, and even going so far as to seeing them as nothing more than a bunch of idiots that equal dollar signs for him. So, he put together this Patreon. He swears he wants to model his Patreon after Joe Budden. But last time I checked, Joe Budden's Patreon is more active than his actual channel, than his YouTube channel. Joe Budden's Patreon, you can never get bored with the amount of content in there. So it's probably worth the purchase. Poetic Flocko, I could see why somebody would feel like they were scammed by buying access to his exclusive content with air quotes. And it's not just me speculating on this. There's a fan that actually left so there's these like communities where you're supposed to have access to these chats that are just you and the fans, and you can ask the creator questions and stuff. And there's like, I don't know, 6 text bubbles in the screenshot that we're gonna view. And the fan was just talking to themselves for 3 of them until they realized that, oh, you know what? I think maybe Poetic Flocko scammed me by persuading me to buy access to the Patreon. I came here, it's dry. He posts like once or twice a year in the Patreon, and usually the stuff's just gonna come out on YouTube anyways, or it's like stuff that he doesn't want to post to his actual channel because he doesn't want to offend his boss, or doesn't want to offend academics and things like that. So we got access to that via third party. Shout out to you, anonymous source. But yeah, let's check out the recent scams of Poetic Flocko allegedly.
But what I do want to say is that, and I also had no idea about any sort of nefarious intent. People are saying that this was a rug pull. I didn't know. I didn't realize that this was going to be the same type of thing that I've watched so many CoffeeZilla videos about want to invest in.
So like
I tried to.
Oh no!
Listen to this. No, hold on. You remember I bought. You remember I bought the Joe Son guy in, right?
Yeah.
Perry.
Yeah.
Who is Joe
used to-
Son?
Okay. You remember Perry that used to produce for Lil Yachty?
Burberry Perry. Yes.
Burberry Perry. So he's like the leader of like this coin, but it's a way more stable coin than any meme coin, and you could start whatever coin on this blockchain that's
I like
kind of fed off Ethereum.
I like it. I'm in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we tried to look. It's way more stable, bro, and it's not rug pullish. Like, and you get foreign sovereignty in fucking Korea.
Now, you might be wondering why I left this part of Brick Baby talking about some coin platform where you can make your own coins and whatnot. The main reason why I left this in the part that I cut after Adam did his intro to this video, or to this clip here, saying like, I had no clue. After that, they end up saying like, Adam ends up saying, oh, my audience is a bunch of pill heads and they're on lean and this and that. They don't care about crypto. But Brick Baby is allegedly all those things that he listed about his audience, and Brick Baby knows the most about crypto. For a long time, my most successful video on this channel of mine was actually covering Brick Baby doing a live stream while he was in Vegas. And people in Brick Baby's live chat pointed out that Brick Baby must have a lot of cryptocurrency at his disposal, because he has like some version of a platinum crypto card that's essentially like the black card of the Vegas thing, where you can swipe your crypto and get more not tokens, but the little chips that they put on the table for the games and shit. He was just buying it up because he got a bunch of crypto. So Brick Baby knows his shit with crypto. But aside from just having that card when he goes to gamble, just him saying like this and this, my homie has this crypto service, and you get an actual real world utility from buying this coin, or in this case, minting your coin on their platform. And in turn, people that buy into your meme coin or whatever will actually get a real world utility. I know that for a fact Brick Baby knows his shit with crypto, because one of the main things when crypto was first booming and people started to make YouTube videos explaining how to find the coins that are more likely to be good investments. Nobody can say for a fact that it's a good investment, but just more likely, if you want to look for the signs of a good coin, look for the coins that have some type of real utility to them. They don't just exist. They don't just have a cool name, but have a real use to them. Okay. One of the coins that I'm aware of that is like that is Dash Coin. I found Dash Coin when it was at less than a penny of value, if I'm not mistaken. And then when I checked back in like 2018, 2019, Dash Coin was up to like $500 a coin at one point. Now, I don't know what the value of Dash Coin is now. I've been sold all my shit and made my couple $100 or whatever. I didn't have enough money to really come up like that, but I did get in at less than a penny and sold at some decent number before the $500 joint though. I followed up again, just checking out of curiosity. I was like, oh, I should have held. However, I do have a Dash Coin mining rig. So I know a little bit about crypto. I looked into how to mine crypto and things like that. In Solana, the coin that Adam's cuck coin was minting on, that disappoints me in particular because I was a huge believer in H&T. Now, H&T, for those of you that may not know, has a lot of real world utilities, and they end up doing I forgot what it's called, but it's like they basically transfer over to being minted on a different platform, and H&T became H&T 5G, and then they transferred over again and became minted on Solana. So the fact that Adam 22, by way of his words, not mine, by way of Flocko's advice, kind of made Solana look like a sketchy or bad platform. That saddens me because I'm a real big believer in H&T. But their real world utility with H&T, that whole 5G aspect, is that they have a cell phone service right now where you can buy a SIM card and all that just like you would from Boost Mobile or anything of that nature, throw it in an unlocked smartphone, and now your cell phone service is provided from H&T. And their mining rigs work off of Wi-Fi routers. So they're not expensive on the electricity, and they have a very small carbon footprint to do the mining on H&T. This is not sponsored by any of these. I'm not a crypto advice person, none of that. I've just done a little research over the years, now about 10 years of me being aware of cryptocurrencies and whatnot. And Solana is the like thing that H&T is rooted on. So it made me a little sad when I figured out, like, oh, damn, not only did they scam whatever no jumper fans or, people on Twitter just looking for new coins, they did it on Solana. Like, damn, dude, I like Solana. I like H&T and things of that nature. But anyways, back into the video. We are almost done here, but I'll save the outro for the outro since there's no bonus clip.
Oh, I'm in. Yeah.
North Korea?
I'm in.
North Korea? Even better.
That's way better than this cut coin. Cut coin is trash compared to that, bro. Korea?
You not knowing that it was going to be called cut coin is kind of
that's pretty funny.
You know what you told me? You said, yeah, I'm staying away from crypto. It was a 2-second conversation. And I'm like, respectable, because it's a lot of rug pulling going on. I don't want to do that to bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, but welcome to the crypto world.
Welcome to the crypto world. Well, I will say this too. I have many regrets. Number one, I wish I asked for more money, because it quickly became apparent that the person who facilitated this, I don't want to say exactly who it is. Let's just say he's 5'2", used to live in Liberia, shaped like a jelly donut. Wait. Hold on. But wait.
Sure.
Damn, I'm a smooth brain, no jumper fan. I have no clue who they could be alluding to. Who are they? Oh, alluding might be too big of a word for no jumper. Oh, somebody call Brandon and ask. No, I'm just playing. Who are they talking about though?
I didn't know that this person, that person would profit so much from him. Really, I think that if there's any villain in this situation, it's got to be him. But I guess I just, I've been approached with this sort of thing in the past.
Yeah.
This was just presented to me.
Let that be a lesson right there to anybody that may be of a darker complexion that thinks, you know, the white dude that signs their checks is their friend, and you can do possible crimes with this person. Now, the whole crypto rug pulling thing is kind of a gray area in the law right now. It's hard for that stuff to get regulated. It's hard for repercussions to be brought down on people. Um, but let's say it's illegal, because it probably will be in the near future. Um, let's say it's illegal, or just anything illegal. If you're at the 7-Eleven and your boss says, "Hey, how can we get out of here without paying for all these snacks? I don't want to pay for all these snacks. You know, I had a tough week. We didn't get as many clients as usual." And you steal from that 7-Eleven with said boss. Your black ass about to be the first one that boss tells on if push comes to shove. Your boss is not your friend. I don't care how cool you are with the boss. You know, the Steven from Django type of people, they love to think that just because I glaze this dude all the time, that they won't tell on you in a heartbeat if things get legal. You know what I'm saying? Adam just let the whole audience know that the whoever the stuttering person from Liberia that's not very tall, so just let the whole fan base know he made more money than me off that crypto shit, and it was his idea in the first place. He done full blown snitched on your dumb ass
in such a concise way. The baby did it. Moneybag Yo did it. This guy's about to do it. This guy's about to do it. If you do it, it's gonna be fine. Like in my head, I thought nobody's gonna care because like my Twitter, I'm gonna be real with you, my Twitter is not really cracking like that.
Yeah.
If I post some type content, it'll do good on Twitter. If I post you know, a particularly good or interesting hip hop take, like I noticed I got 14,000 likes on a tweet the other day offering my opinion on the Drake album. That sounds fair. But for the most part, if I post some random shit on Twitter, I feel like it's gonna get like a couple hundred likes, which for somebody who has 1 million followers, really not that impressive, you know? So in my head, I'm picturing, I'm going to post this promo for this coin. It's going to get 200 likes. Nobody's really going to give a fuck that much. I was wrong. It turns out people did care, and people took it somehow kind of serious.
All right, so there's that. Now I spun the block to that video of me being called a disgusting YouTuber, and I ruined my own life trying to expose him. I didn't try to expose you, first of all, or you know, 20th of all. I've said that a bunch of times. All I did was ask some questions. Now this is screen recordings sent to me of somebody who made their way into the Flocko Patreon with the brick baby, what is it called? Like screen profile picture. With the brick baby profile picture, they infiltrated behind enemy lines here, and there wasn't very much to see. Nothing really too juicy. And then we're gonna get to the community chat part in a second. But as you see, like there's like no motion on any of the videos. It's 2 or 3 people commenting under it. So it's like this Patreon is in this dude's bio on every platform. I think it's for sure in the YouTube somewhere. Yet there's like no reason to join the Patreon other than maybe that Munchie B interview. And then this is like one of the community chats that you can buy access to. And you're supposed to be able to get advice on shit or talk to the creator. And he's never responded to these people. And as you see, the last text thread there says, "I think I got scammed," which is that's on brand for what we've kind of been seeing displayed by this person. But anyways, if you hear my voice still, you have made it to the end of a video. If you're new here, you might as well subscribe. And reoccurring folks, you already know what the deal is. Hit the like, leave a comment, even if you hate me, and all that good stuff. If you're in the live chat for the premiere, shout out to y'all. For sure, shout out to y'all. Y'all get the motion going before it's even official. And if you have been sending super chats, if this is your first time sending a super chat, whatever, I appreciate you more than you know. Yeah, this has been a fun little ride here on this episode of Just Clips One. Going back in, we had the spin again. Had to flip a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Double back gang. But anywho, well, actually, isn't this technically the triple back? Because I've seen some people saying like, "Oh, are you gonna respond to Flocko's response?" And that I've seen those comments after I already responded. So I don't know if just because I didn't title the video my response to Poetic Flocko threatening to ruin my life. Maybe some people didn't realize that was the response video. I think most of y'all realized it was when with the thumbnail that says emotional and irrational. But that's just me seeing like, oh, this guy, he gets upset about a few things and he responds very emotionally and irrationally for somebody who claims to be very calculated. Um and I closed out that video with that thumbnail I just described with an offer. I said, Flocko, I really think you'd be wasting your money even trying to pursue litigation. But whatever floats your boat. However, I know you have a little bit of boxing class training and whatnot. Um, I've seen you kind of square up with people that are 130 pounds. You've um you've asked Lush to win, lose, or draw you outside in the rain. Lush is damn near eligible for a senior citizen discount at Wendy's. So calling out his fade doesn't really get you any props. But me, I'm a able-bodied man. I'm in decent shape. I can run a mile. I don't know if you can, but by the time your big dog Whack 100 can put together the fight contracts and select a date and whatnot, we should be able to fight on the 4 extra undercard, or if I'm not popular enough for such a thing, maybe a different undercard. My thing is this too, though. At the end of the day, and actually a commenter brought this to my attention. They said, it would actually be genius for No Jumper to orchestrate a boxing match with Poetic Flocko. It'd probably make more money than a 4 extra fight, actually. And that's an interesting way to look at it to me, because Poetic Flocko boxing against somebody who has some type of a following, enough of a following and views on my videos for you to make a whole video dedicated to my fan theory, you know? So I have some type of pull around here on these YouTube streets, I would assume. So why not box me, bro? You got so mad and emotional, you might as well attempt to take it out on my face and or body under the confines of a boxing ring with gloves. Like I said, headgear if you want. So I'm throwing out my offer again. I would be honored to box you, Poetic Flocko. I don't want to see you necessarily fail in life, which is why I think I try to lace these videos with advice towards you. And I don't want to see you locked up. I don't want to see anything like that. Um, so why not just settle it like a man? Listen to your new big homie Brandon, your new big bro. Listen to him and just agree to get in the ring with me, bro. You want to reveal my identity so bad. I've told my fans that at a certain number I will reveal my face. A certain number of subscribers. I'm nowhere near that number. Yeah, I don't think I ever set the number. But it would be pretty high unless I would jump the gun on that face reveal if I can get in the ring with you. To me, that would be worth it. I would love to be the guy that got in the ring with Poetic Flocko on some form of a pay-per-view, or not. We could be like how ESPN does with the UFC shit. I've seen you have the UFC gloves in your dashboard when you got that Benz a few years ago. So I would assume you like watching UFC a little bit. They put the prelims on ESPN for free, or free enough for the people that pay for some type of cable plan that has ESPN. And then the actual pay-per-view card starts, and that's all the big dogs. So why not give me a chance? And if the no jumper stuff's gonna take too long to form, then why not just take it to brand risk? Aiden Ross's thing. We can go to wherever the next event is, be on the card. Again, you are a huge draw for a boxing match with somebody, especially a faceless account. Think of the marketing, dude. Think of it. You're a marketer, aren't you? According to yourself. Think about that. Faceless YouTube troll gets knocked out by Poetic Flocko. Or might get knocked out by Poetic Flocko. That would be great. We could do it. We could do the weigh-in, face-off, and all that. Now, the only caveat is that you would have to weigh at least 270 pounds, I believe. I'm not that well versed in the boxing rules, but I want to say that there's a cutoff on how heavy a heavyweight can weigh. So if you're a pound over 270, I'll still accept the fight. But if you're if you're 280 and up, I'm not accepting the fight until you lose enough weight. And that's also to protect you from your own weight. I wouldn't want your knees to collapse in the middle of the fight, like when you were running routes. I wouldn't want you to have any type of complications in the middle of the bout or nothing like that. Of course, the waivers would protect people from all that stuff or coming back to bite anybody involved, but just for your well-being, because I would love to see your channel continue to grow and prosper. That would be amazing to me. Because heck, I'm on your channel to some capacity, and the only way I would ever want to be on No Jumper is while catching that fade with you, Flocko. But like I said before, not in like the street dude type of fade. I just want a good old fashioned boxing bout, nothing too crazy. A little what, 5-rounder? Is that what amateurs do? Whatever is the standard for amateur fighters. Neither of us are professional boxers. But yeah, anyways, thank you, y'all. Have a good one. Be safe during the 4th of July holiday, and let freedom ring, however the saying goes. Shout out to America.